Hey everybody, welcome back to Duffy's channel. Today we're going to be checking out the side molding. This is a 1965 VW Bug. Right now we have the aluminum molding here on the side, and it's a bit tattered. It's got some weathering here, the tops along with the sides, and it's got some nicks and scratches, and obviously you could tell by the body it's got it as well. Paint's fading, seals are going. But this was one thing that really stood out to us on the Bug was getting some stainless steel moldings, which I'll show you right here. This is going to be a stainless steel molding replacement from J-Bugs. And you can see the difference there on, especially here on the rear, because there's a lot of fading here on this aluminum. Just holds up a lot better, nice stainless steel. It's a lot sturdier than the aluminum. If you were to hit this aluminum, it's going to dent pretty quickly. So, whereas the stainless steel is a little bit tougher. It's going to hold up. It will still scratch, but not like the aluminum does. So, what I got here is just a flathead. We're going to do this crude and quickly. I figured it's something that I could show you quick on the channel. Hopefully take us about 10 minutes to do the job. So I just got a flathead here. We're really not worried about scratching the paint. If you do have a paint job or you're thinking of doing it in the future, obviously you're going to remove this you want to do your paint job and all that stuff first. But if you do have a paint job, I suggest using the plastic trim tool. You could still get it off with a firm, trim tool that'll not damage the paint. But for today, we're just going to use the flathead because we're not really concerned about the paint behind it. You'll be able to find a spot like right here that I can get the flathead behind. And if I do pry, I'm going to be prying on the old paint. It's really not going to mark it up too much. And if we do paint the car in the future, these moldings are going to have to come off anyway. So let's take a look. And you can see I got my first one. Look at all this dirt and stuff that's coming out of the jam. You can tell this is being done for the first time in its life. I'm not sure if the aluminum was factory with the VW Bug, but in ours, this is the way that we received it from the previous owner. So once I take this off, you can see you could do it fairly gently, and you're going to have these little clips behind it, like a V-style clip. Some of them will have the clips that go in there first. But this Bug, this is a 65, it's done differently. These are the metal clips that look like V. And they have the 4 little hooks at the bottom of it like that. 2 on each side. So let's give this a cleanup. It's got a lot of years worth of dust and everything behind it. So we'll put that one out of the way. I got new clips. But what we're going to do first is just give it a quick cleaning. I have my go-to simple green here. Just going to give it a splash and a quick scrub. I have just a regular plastic brush here, just to hit that real quick. You can just see just how dirty it is. It's filthy. So we'll go over this once or twice. This is a good time if you guys have better paint than we do. It's a great time to give it a quick polish or a buff or what have you. So we'll hit it twice with the simple green, and then I actually had a quick detailer spray. I don't know where I put that. So real quickly after the simple green, try to let that dry just for 1 second. I'm going to hit it with Waterless Car Wash by Chemical Guys. Definitely helps with these faded panels. This whole car is due for a very healthy wax, a wash and wax. If you're watching the other videos, we hadn't started this car for about 3 years, so there was a ton of work just to get it going again. We used to drive it all the time. We just take it to car shows and whatnot. But it, with us moving and having kids, it just sat for a while. Needed some love, and this was one of the last things that we're going to do. So what I have here is I have my stainless steel piece, and these pieces from J-Bugs, they're bowed slightly. You can see it has a curve to it. It also has a bow in it. So the other side, I actually took this piece out of the plastic and tried to put it on the other side, and it didn't line up. It ended up looking something like this when I put it on the car. So make sure you line these pieces up first. Make sure they're the same length from front to back, and that it goes along the contour of the car. So what you'll end up doing, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this too well, but these clips, you would think that you would just pinch them and put them in the channel like that. That's not the correct way to do it. So if you could see that V down the channel, that's incorrect. What you want to see is the head of that piece coming straight up from the channel. So if it looks like this, if you could see the V, that's incorrect. You want to see the side of it like that. So what you'll do is you'll take these little clips and you'll slide them right in the channel like that. Not sure if my camera's going to focus, but so again, you don't want to try to pinch them and put them in. You don't want to put them in the car first and then try to snap. It's not going to go on. Take your trim molding piece, and this sits in the rail, and it should slide nice and easy like that. If it doesn't, it's another reason why I have my flathead here, because every other panel for us, that's what it's been doing. And what I end up doing is I stick my flathead through there, and I'm able to just lightly slide it up and down the channel. But for the most part, they should slide nice and easy for you. So what I'll do is I'll take 5, which this panel calls for. I'll slide them in there. The other thing that you'll notice too, I don't know if I touched on it, I think I skipped over it, but as I popped these out, I lost 4 out of 5 of these little plastic rings. They're almost like, if you're familiar with, if you do patchwork on drywall, if you're doing anchors and stuff like that, the anchor drywall kits, they have the little plastic piece that goes in first, then you set your screw in. That's what's in the sidewall here, but this trim will go in with or without them. So if you lose a couple like we did, again, if they end up coming loose, it's something that you can come back to. So for us, these trim pieces tend to go on without them as well. So like I had the driver's side door actually had all of them, and it snapped in there nicely, but the rear side didn't have any. And it snapped in there just as well. So you got 3, 4, 5. And so now what I'll do is I'll just try to eyeball them. I know this one is going to end up right about there, right about here, 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 and all the way here. So these are going to slide on you, especially doing the hood of the car. They're going to slide all over the place. So what you want to do is just get them to where you think they're going to be. You know, just the eyeball. And then what I'll do is I'll start one. I'm going to start from the passenger door, and I'm going to work my way to the rear. And I'm going to get this one and the next one ready to go. They're going to be lined up, because when I punch this first one in, I want to make sure that this one's ready to go. Because if you punch the first one in, you're going to scratch it, dent the hook on the next one. So at a minimum, you want to have your next one lined up ready to go. So I have the first one here, second one's good. And if it's possible, you can go down the line, try to get as many. If they're all lined up, that's great. So I have my first 2 lined up. So just give it a quick smack. Now I have these 2 lined up. Okay, and it looks like the rest are lined up. Okay, so as you can see, it shifted. So that's probably another good example of having those grommets in there. What you could do is just tap this a little bit. There you go. Having those plastic grommets in there will prevent some type of big shift like that, like if somebody bangs on it or something. But as you can see, it's tight to the body. It's not going anywhere. And it looks very clean. Very simple install. They're relatively cheap. And I just thought it was a great video, something that I could show you guys real quick. Stainless steel, you know, bumper guards or whatever you want to call them. They're like little fender guards. You know, the stainless steel molding from J-Bugs, man. I really like it. Quick and easy, as you can see. We did this one in 10 minutes, so, you know, probably in about an hour or so, depending on how many trim pieces you have and how clean you want the car to look. You know, if you're going to buff it, might take you a little bit longer, but I would guess about an hour you could do the whole car. And if you could see the difference in the one that we just did in the aluminum one, and I'll hold up this one next to it, you could just see how much brighter that stainless steel shines. It looks really good, guys. So check that out. If you guys are in need of some side molding, check yourself out some stainless steel. Thank you again for tuning into Duffy's channel. We'll catch you on the next one.